today we are on a mission to get to Lisbon on the Flixbus, which essentially is it's a bus. But I haven't been on a bus in about 23 years or something.
How old are you?
Something like that. Certainly not on one that takes you from city to city or town to town. Been on the local ones.
To be fair, it was 2012 the last time I got on a bus / coach.
Yeah.
And that was to go from Dudley to London. And here we are, going from Castelo Branco to Lisboa.
Castelo Branco to Lisboa. That's a cool mural there.
It is. However, we're about, an hour and a half early, are we?
An hour, what do you mean?
An hour and 15 minutes early.
We didn't know how easy it was going to be to park. And there is on-street parking around the place.
We have just abandoned the car.
Well, we have just abandoned the car. Well, it is in a parking bay, just on the side of the road, so...
Doesn't seem to be any restrictions to parking, so...
On some of them it does say it's only for taxis or disabled, but on that street it didn't say anything, so should be fine. If it's not there in the week, we'll know about it.
So I think this is where our bus goes from.
Yeah. So we're supposed to be on 1 or 2, and this is stand 1, and next to it is stand 2, and you've got those screens at the top which tell you about the bus. This one says that it's departing at 10, and it's Red Expressos. We are on Flixbus, so not ours. So I think it's pastel de nata time.
Oh well, we can find somewhere.
Yeah, there's a cafe that does soups on that road where we parked.
Do you want to go all the way back?
You mean like all 4 minutes of it? Speaking of which, that's a Flixbus there, nice and green. Oh, pasteleria, but it's closed. Spot, 24 hours. If you want a plastic burger, that's your place. So, our car's just parked on the other side of the road there. And this road just takes you to the main square in Castelo Branco. And 6.40 for a coffee, a juice and 2 pastéis de nata. Right, so there was a slight change in the fact that we're now departing from a station, slot number 3.
Platform 3.
It's not really a platform, is it?
But that's what it is officially.
Yeah, platform number 3. Let's call it platform number 3. So, Flixbus. The
Flixbus
place is quite easy to find. It's pretty much spot on with Google Maps, but I'll put a pin in the description and things, so you'll see where it is.
And it's right next door to the train station, so that's quite helpful.
Yeah, the train track is literally just down there, and across the street there's Continent, so that's good if you arrive early and you need to buy
supplies,
snacks and things, then you can pop over there. But there are a couple of vending machines in the waiting room. Well, waiting room is...
it's a waiting room.
Yeah.
Which is heated. It was nice and warm in there, so that was good.
Yep. And there's a ticket office there.
Yeah, so you can buy your ticket directly here.
Can you buy the ticket for the Flixbus on there? Is it?
I would imagine you can buy all the bus tickets from here.
Probably, yeah. So how much is a Flixbus from Castelo Branco to Lisboa?
That's a question. Did I say it was about €13 for 2 of us?
Yeah, it's about €7 per person each way. So,
and included in that, you get a small bag to carry on. You can carry on a soft small suitcase, and you can take a regular size suitcase, and that's all included in the price.
So basically like 3 bags essentially. It's not like Ryanair where you've got to pay for your shoes extra and things like that. yeah, it's all included. So it's a bargain really, because
Yeah, yeah.
you couldn't drive like fuel. If you were to drive, fuel would cost you more
Yeah.
to get to Lisbon from Castelo Branco. Like in our case, we're flying to Manchester in one direction. Getting back is going to be different, but that's a different vlog. So we didn't want to take the car to Lisbon and leave it there for a week, because it would mean that we would then have to make a special trip all the way to Lisbon to get the car. So that's why we opted for the bus.
And we wanted to try the bus, didn't we? Because it's like, if we have to pick people up from the airport, all the airports are a 6-hour round trip. It's a full day out. So if we can know what the experience is like on the bus, then potentially when people come to stay, we can tell them what it looks like.
Yeah, and how difficult it is. I mean, in our case, you bought the ticket for us online.
That's just a bus departing.
Red Expressos.
Yeah, so I bought the tickets online a few months ago, and it was dead easy to buy online. Now, the thing I did find difficult was I couldn't find any information as to where the bus station was. However, if you download the app gives you a lot more information, so it is worth having the app on your phone, even if you delete it afterwards. It keeps your tickets on the app, so it's really easy. And you can buy your tickets on the app as well, sorry.
So good. So if you're planning on traveling regularly or a few times a year, then it's worth just having the app there. I also had a look this morning of where we were supposed to be going, because obviously we arrived by car in Castelo Branco. And I just typed in Flixbus, Castelo Branco, and it took me straight to this place. So on Google Maps, it's easy to find as well. What else is there to mention about Flixbus?
There is a toilet in the main terminal here, so that's also very handy.
Yeah.
There's also a toilet on the bus, I believe.
It's supposed to be, because you get like a bit like when you select your seats on for a flight.
Yeah.
I think they've got something similar. I think you selected our seats as well.
I selected our seats, yeah, we are right at the front. We will get the best view all the way.
And also, I shouldn't get car sick, because I can get car sick.
If you don't have a good view.
Yeah, I need to basically look out the window, otherwise I'm done for. And it's just 2 hours of misery. I think it's 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours, which feels a bit quicker than when we went in the car.
Yeah, because it's usually like 3 hours, but I imagine they don't mess around.
I don't think this bus stops. I think it goes straight the way through.
Yeah, and we tend to drive a little bit under the speed limit, whereas I imagine these guys, if anything, are going to be going slightly faster. So let's wait for our bus. It's supposed to be arriving at this platform. If you know what this thing's called, let us know. I'm not convinced, because
or a caixa in Portuguese.
Caixa. Okay. So the bus is going to be arriving in this caixa in about half an hour. We've had our pastel de nata. We got 2 bottles of water. Let's wait for the bus, get on it. Flixbus is here. Okay, so the Flixbus arrived fairly on time. Literally on time. So if you're expecting it to be here like 10 minutes before, it won't be. Well, not in this case anyway. Then the driver's there with his phone. There's your tickets on your phone.
Do you want to go by the window?
Yeah. Okay, so the first thing to mention about the Flixbus experience, we haven't left the terminal yet, is that if you enjoy your cake a little bit more, you don't want the front row seats that we have, because you have to wear a seatbelt, and I'm not the biggest of people, and this seatbelt is basically maxed out by me. So yeah, something to bear in mind if you're a little bit more than skinny. You want to be on the back. So in the app it actually tells you how far along the route you are. You can see the entire route and you can basically just track your journey. So that's pretty handy.
Obrigada.
Well, that wasn't bad, was it?
No, quite easy.
Yeah.
Straight here.
On Flixbus also have a ticket office here. So if you're coming the other way, then you can get your ticket here. But the app seems to be pretty good because not only does it make it easy for you to buy a ticket, you can, obviously that's where your ticket is then.
Yeah.
Because to get on the bus driver just scans your QR code on your phone. Also along the route you can go on the app and it shows the estimated arrival time and it updates it in case there are any delays. Like for us, the toilet on the bus was out of order, so we did one service station stop, so that delayed us ever so slightly. We later noticed above the seats in the ceiling where you've got like your light, your fan, vents and that kind of stuff. They also had USB charging ports, USB-A, but you'd need quite a long cable to get to that. So, yeah, overall, I think that was positive. Right, now where do we go?
Right, so I think we want to go on the metro, which is -3.
Okay.
But first we do need to eat, so there might be something to eat down there.
Right, so...
Look at that.
Let's go and see if we can track down some food. We go for Brazilian steakhouse or Portuguese Nando type place. Right, the chicken was nice, but it was limited. We both had half a chicken each from that place, and I think KFC in the UK has drumsticks the size of that chicken. So.
Well, it was a small chicken, but it wasn't an engineered chicken, was it?
No, it was probably what chickens should actually be.
Like.
Yeah, it should actually be like. But we're going to go back to the bus station,
yep.
I suppose. Get a couple of sandwiches for the airport so that we don't get ripped off over there. And I'm just going to get a rice bowl or something like that, just to top it up, because this is going to be our main, probably only proper meal today, because our flight is at about 8 o'clock, half 8.
Yeah, 8 o'clock I think, 8, yeah.
And we're not due to arrive in the UK until about midnight.
No,
so
it's not that late, is it?
It is, yeah. So we're going to arrive,
it's late.
And then we're basically going to go to bed.
Yeah.
easy it is for two amateurs to
Should we
get
go see
to
the
the
people?
airport from the bus station. What is that?
Are we going to try and use the machine? Okay,
Yeah, I
let's
think
do
these
it.
are ticket machines, so... Are you going to cheat in English?
No, I don't need it in English. I'm guessing we don't have one of these. No, we don't, do we? How does it know where I'm going?
I don't know. I think you need... It's like a recharge, a bit like what we had in Brazil. You need a rechargeable card. Right? So you got yourself a card.
Oh, what's that? Oh, set.
Okay, so...
So this is what my... Right, so I'm just in Google directions. We're going to Terminal 2. This is what it tells me. 1605, so if we want to get that one we need to get a shufti on.
Yeah.
VM, so I'm guessing that that is Vermelha.
It's going to be Linea Vermelha. There's a map over there.
The man's found a map.
Let's go to the map.
Oh. There we go. So we're not going to São Sebastião. We're going to the airport.
Aeroporto, which is the last stop there. So, but which way? I imagine, can we?
This way.
That way?
Have you got the ticket?
You reckon that way? Right. Do you want the ticket? What? That's Saída. We want to enter.
Aeroporto.
Yeah, but there's a way through there. Have one of these orangey
Yellow.
Navision
Right.
ticket things. I don't know.
I'm in.
Right, so... And we're through.
We are in.
Aeroporto.
Yeah, I said that to you.
So, it's pretty simple. The most complicated thing was getting the ticket, but at the gate, at the gate where we checked in our ticket things, it did show a picture of a contactless debit card, so maybe you could just pay with a contactless debit card instead of buying a ticket like we did.
Maybe it's a little like the London Underground where you check in, check out.
Yeah, maybe. But obviously we've done it with a ticket, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, and then you're in the subway.
And the good news is all of the signs say Aeroporto.
Yeah, Aeroporto. So it looks like we're not going to get lost because it's basically the last stop. We'll see.
So, so we are actually, if anybody is wondering, we're at the Orient. So that's where the bus stop is, that's where the metro is, that's where the train station is. So everything is happening at the Orient. Obviously we're getting on the metro here, that's going to take us to the airport. So if you were coming the other way, you would get on the metro at the airport to the Orient, and then you would go upstairs and get on the bus, Flixbus, to wherever you were going.
But in terms of coming from Castelo Branco, which is what we're doing today,
it is.
It really couldn't be any simpler.
No, not at all.
Because they drop you off basically at the metro station, and then you literally walk down the steps, go in here, and it's pretty much, well, this is the main line. I don't know if there are others, but it's certainly the only one I've seen. I mean, this particular station.
We bought our tickets in Portuguese because we like to practice, but there was a thing on there where you could change it to English and you could see it all in English.
Yes, so you could do it in English.
You could do it in English.
Aeroporto. Okay, so when you come out of the metro, you will most likely be facing this, which is Terminal 1. So to get to Terminal 2, you want
There's
to
an arrow pointing that way.
Yeah, so you basically want to turn 360 degrees. No, 360, that's a full circle.
Yeah.
180, isn't it? If you do 360, you'll just be going in the same direction. But yeah, and you want to go there, past all the buses. Shuttle to Terminal 2, so to Terminal 2 you've got to then take the bus. Oh yeah, it tells you on the back of the bus, Shuttle Terminal 2. And on the side.
I think we just get on.
If I go in here. Right.
I'm glad we bought baguettes downstairs. I paid €4 each.
And these are like
And
11
these are-
euros
yeah,
each.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, airport prices definitely. I mean, they look alright, but yeah, 11 euros per baguette, pretty much that. Our final thoughts on the Flixbus from Castelo Branco to Lisbon, and how tricky / easy it is to get from Castelo Branco to the Lisbon airport using public transport. I would say it's pretty easy.
I would say it's really easy.
I don't think they could have made it any easier, because you basically download the Flixbus app, which you can run in English,
Yep.
assuming that most of you guys are watching this in English. And you buy your ticket, which is then automatically by
On your
default
phone.
on your phone, which you then let the driver at the Flixbus scan. The only thing I would mention on the Flixbus side that I don't think we mentioned before is if you do have luggage which needs to go in the hold on the bus, the driver doesn't really help you with that. You sort of need to chuck it underneath the bus
Oh, did
yourself.
you not? I didn't notice.
Yeah, he was just basically just scanning everybody's tickets.
That's fair.
When he pulled up, he just opened the hold,
And you put your own luggage
and
in.
people put their own luggage in,
That's fair. And to be fair, I think when we got here, people were just pulling their own
and
luggage
people
in.
were helping themselves.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing.
That's fine.
If you struggle with the weight, I'm sure there will be people to help you, like other
Yeah.
passengers. But yeah, that's the only thing. But yeah, the Flixbus thing was very simple.
Yeah.
The toilet was out of order on our particular crossing, I suppose
Bus.
you could call it.
Yeah.
So just make sure that you go to the loo before.
It was only like 2.5 hours though.
Yeah, it goes quick.
Wasn't that long.
So yeah, just make sure that you go to the loo before the journey. Then that takes you to the bus station
Yeah.
/ metro station
Lisboa Orient.
/ shopping centre.
Yeah.
Where you got loads of
Places
food
to eat.
options and a bit of shopping if you wanted to do that.
Yeah.
But basically the metro station that you need is underneath the bus station that
Yeah.
you arrive at. You just have to go down 3 levels
No, I don't think.
or 2 levels.
I
Something
don't
like
think
that.
it was even that many. I think it was only one level.
But
anyway,
basically,
but yeah.
you're going down to the metro station.
Yeah.
you on the red line, which is the main line there.
Vermelho.
I'm not sure there are any other lines
There
there.
weren't any other lines there, to be fair.
And
And it looked a
then-
little bit confusing. There's stairs that go down one way to, I think, San Sebastian.
Yeah, but
And
you
then
want...
stairs the other side that take you down to the airport. It was
Yeah.
There were literally 2 platforms,
Yep.
2 choices, that was it.
Yep. And the airport thing is signposted at the top. So before you start making your way down the steps to the platform, to the metro, you know whether you're going the right way, because over the stairs
Yeah, it
it will
tells you.
have an airport, aeroporto.
You have
sign.
you can buy your ticket at the machine, which was also in English if you want to.
Yeah, I think
We paid 50 cents for a card. 'Cause you have
Rechargeable
to,
card.
A rechargeable card.
Well, I think next time I would try to pay with just a contactless card at the gate.
As you go through,
Yeah,
I think
'cause-
it's a little bit like if you've used the London Underground recently,
Yeah.
you just put your credit card on as you go through, and then you
Contactless
put your
card, yeah.
contactless credit card on as you leave, and it just tallies up the journey for
Yeah.
you. It was $1.90 each
That's
for
including
a single
50
journey.
Yeah, and then 50 cents for a
For the
rechargeable card on top of that. But like I said, you probably can use the contactless card, but we
Yeah.
just haven't tried it, so we don't know for sure.
And if you're adventurous, like our bus got here at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, but that
We-
was with a slight delay.
Yeah, we could have gone adventuring if we'd wanted to.
No, yeah.
But we wanted to eat and just come and find the airport. So
And we weren't sure how easy / difficult it was going to be tricky. And on the metro, it was only like 3 or 4 stops.
it was
and
3 stops.
15 minutes tops.
Yeah, probably.
And then that literally takes you to the airport.
Yeah.
You walk up
You come out at Terminal 1.
to Terminal 1.
Terminal 2 is not
You
well
just-
signposted.
No, but you basically just turn around and go up some
Go up
flights
another
of stairs.
flight of steps.
And then that takes you to what is still Terminal 1, but there's a shuttle bus, as you will have seen by now in the video, and you just take the shuttle bus, which takes
It took
7
less
minutes
than 5 minutes.
or 5 minutes, something
Yeah,
like
it
that.
took less than 5
and
minutes.
that takes you straight to Terminal 2, and Terminal 2 is pretty small,
Yeah.
so yeah.
It has all the usual duty free. So, you know, if you want to buy cigarettes, alcohol, perfume, it has all of those things here.
Yeah,
so,
just don't expect loads and loads of choice. There's just about enough.
yeah,
it's
there's
not
plenty,
huge.
yeah.
So yeah, it's a capital city airport, but it's not huge.
No,
Like it's no London Heathrow or anything like that. But yeah, would you do it again?
absolutely.
Yeah, so would I.
Yeah.
It's I think for how much you pay, which is essentially about €7 each way,
Yeah.
roughly. It can be a little bit more or a little bit less sometimes. Because I know you went on the app and you said that we could have gone back for €6 each.
€6 today, yeah.
Yeah. So it depends on which bus
Yeah.
you go on. It was still Flixbus.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're looking at about €7 per journey. So
Yeah.
if you're going both ways, about €14.
Which is nothing, is
And
it?
that includes all your luggage.
Yeah.
And it was, the bus was comfortable.
Yeah. You don't have to think, you can have a little snooze if you want to.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
everybody on the bus was respectful and quiet. So,
Reasonably, yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, we would recommend if you're looking for
Definitely.
a budget way to get to a Lisbon or Porto, because I think Porto is
imagine
going
it
to be
goes
very
to Porto,
similar.
Yeah.
Airport from Castelo Branco, but you don't want to drive or hire a car,
Yeah.
then Flixbus and then metro/public transport locally
Yeah.
is definitely a viable
Yeah.
option.
We'll definitely be trying it from Porto or to Porto at some point.
Yes.
And I'm definitely coming back here shopping. I am.
Spending money. Anyway, right, so we're gonna end it on that, and we're going to see you tomorrow for a very different video. So stick around, subscribe if you haven't yet, because you don't want to miss that. Bye bye. I'll see you on the other side.
See you in England.
See you in England. Ryanair, here we come.